Tom Coughlin retires. They bring in McAdoo. McAdoo doesn't work. They go to Shermer. Shermer doesn't work. And then they bring in Joe Judge, and they just got rid of Joe Judge. It's been a very stressful time in New York. Gettleman retired. Gettleman is the reason why.
Retired.
Gettleman supposedly retired, but there's a lot of feelings for the New York Giants. I think they just interviewed Joe Scowen, the assistant GM of the Buffalo Bills, twice. It looks like he might get that job, and he might hire the head coach. So, Dan, you as a New York Giants diehard fan, what would you kind of like to see the team do right now?
That is a loaded question that we're going to need to write essays on, because I don't know if the Giants know what to do. The team is now paying for the sins of Dave Gettleman. I mean, everything you can trace back to 2018. Just that whole thing. I mean, he was 19-43, and that's about a 30 winning percentage. 5 straight double-digit losing seasons. He was a part of 4 of them. So it's not like he had a lot of good things we could say about him. And now that he's gone, which he should never been hired, to be honest. Like, he's an older man. He should have just went into retirement after the Panthers Super Bowl. That would have been good. But now, with a tarnished legacy like that of what he did to the Giants and all these bad moves, it's really hard to find good ones. And now the Giants are truly at a rebuild. They tried to fake a rebuild a few times, but now it is as close to like ground zero rebuild as you can get with the coach and the GM. I am not a Daniel Jones defender whatsoever. I'm just going to be nice to him. I'm sure he's a very nice guy. Like, he had a good time in Hoboken that one night with Eli Manning. Like, it was like a fun time.
Yeah.
They say he's, first in, last out. Unfortunately, that hasn't translated to success on the field. So it's time to move on, but they may be forced to bring him back. And that's just the reality of the situation because of the sins of Dave Gettleman, which is going to be a recurring theme.
So let me ask you, is there because you got some big pieces, I feel like, right? Like, you have the young quarterback, you have Saquon, right?
Do we?
So that's a point in itself. I mean, like, which of these pieces, how many foundational pieces do you think you have on your offense right now?
On our offense, as I go through every position, I'm going to say 0. A foundational piece, I'll be nice and be realistic. You could, if Andrew Thomas trends a little more in the right direction, that's a tackle. Now, whether he's playing left or right, I don't know. Now, he hasn't looked like a foundational tackle all the time, but like, that is, you invested in him. You spent a high draft pick on him. Maybe he can be good. Maybe. Other than that, it's really hard to find someone that you can build around a team. And that's just such backwards way of thinking. Like, the Giants have done everything in reverse since Gettleman took over in 2018. Like, I had to write down some names just so the angry Giants fans here can vent as well as they listen to it. But I call Dave Gettleman just kind of like a prisoner of the moment guy. That he was the type of GM that maybe saw 1 or 2 plays on a highlight tape, and he's like, that's my guy. That's it. I saw that pancake block. I saw that quick juke. I saw that awesome catch. But what he doesn't realize is that when people study tape, like, they watch the whole tape, the beginning, the middle, and the end. And he's just watching the Twitter highlight. That's it. So when that's your GM and that's his mentality, we got a lot of Twitter highlight guys. Because the Giants social team will do it because there's not a lot of good plays. And they got to find once in a while to get these little 20, 30-second plays. And it just kind of just boggles my mind that John Mara hired this guy to do it. Because he comes in 2018, gets Pat Shurmur, 2 years with the Browns. He's 4-12, 5-11. 2 years with the Giants. Let's just flip him. He's 5-11 and he's 4-12. So thank you for that. His first couple moves. Let's sign Nate Solder, who, he went Super Bowl with the Pats. Like, that was nice. They had to overpay. I get it. He was the anchor this year of the 30th ranked offensive line. Thank you. I appreciate that. Then he signs Patrick Omame right away with Nate Soldier. Gives him 3 years, $15 million. That man played 6 games. Got hurt. They released him at the end of the year. Kareem Martin, another guy who they're just like, oh, he's going to get some sacks. He's going to come off the edge. That's great. 3 years, we'll give him, $21 million. Obviously, it's a lot less guaranteed. Played in 21 games. 1.5 sacks. And it just keeps piling up. It's snowballing. This whole effect. You go into the draft, you have the number 2 pick. Everyone's saying, Eli Manning's on the back half of his career. Everyone's saying that but John Mara and Dave Gettleman. They're the only ones who are, maybe we can build around him. We got Odell Beckham. We got Eli. He won a Super Bowl. We got the number 2 pick. Now, I'm first to admit, I wanted Sam Darnold. So I know that might hurt you, Woody. That I wanted Darnold. I know you're a Jets fan, but I wanted Sam Darnold. And at least you can rationalize that pick.
Definitely.
Now, if they were going to take a quarterback, let's say they like Eli Manning, they should have done what the Colts did. Could have traded back with the Jets. Maybe pick Quentin Nelson. Get a foundational piece on the line. That guy's going to the Hall of Fame. He probably is. But no, Dave Gettleman said that Saquon Barkley was touched by the hand of God, and he took a running back at 2. Now, I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school and grammar school. And I can't say I'm an atheist. But if an atheist were to come up to me and say, Dave Gettleman saying that God touched Saquon Barkley, I might convert to atheism. Because there's no way that happened. It's just mind-boggling news. And I know you guys are outsiders too, looking in, and you can laugh at our incompetence and whatnot. And we're on the inside, crying, pretty much crying that it just continues to get worse and worse and worse over these last, honestly, since the loss of the Packers in 2016. It's just been horrible.
And then Gettleman, Gettleman's got the Godfather voice. I can't even do this. I can't do it, but yeah. I love when Gettleman said, we watched the Daniel Jones team, and I was just in full-blown love. After saying Saquon was touched by the hand of God, Gettleman is a salesman. He is definitely a salesman. He was in full-blown love with Daniel Jones.
Once again, I want to be nice to Daniel Jones, who I'm sure he's a nice kid and whatnot. But that Twitter video, you're not that guy, pal. That's what every time I say to Daniel Jones and I see him, you're not that guy, pal. You're just not that guy. You're the definition of average.